Hey everyone, I'm going to show everybody how to do the chase weave, 2-beat weave, whatever you want to call it, because this will help you out with a whole lot more of the tricks that you need to learn with the mini hoops or twin hoops, whatever you want to call them. So I'm going to try and break it down the best I can, show you from different angles, close-ups of my hands. I won't be slowing down the video, but I'll try my best to show you how to do it. Now I suggest if you're going to be learning the chase weave that you practice with your two hoops together in your hands. So one hand is on top and one hand is underneath. One hand is here and one hand is here. And practice this movement, which is the figure 8. You do not need to get your hoop straight. Just flow with the hoop until you have the rhythm of being able to take it apart with two hoops. So hold two hoops together with your hands on top of each other. It will go like this. You will start at this side, or you'll start at this side, whichever side you are hooping at. It's good to start at both sides. So we're starting at this side for me, and you'll go over and down and up and over. Your hands will learn how to move like you're doing a figure 8. We're going over and around and over and around. Over, over, over. Just think of that. Over, over, over. Two hands are still on the hoop and they're swinging together. So now we'll do it apart. This hand first. This hand starts from over the side with your fingers out. And you'll go over, over. Just think of that. Over, over, over. And over and over. Get that down because you won't have to hold the hoop as tight when you start getting the flow of it. You'll just let it roll with your hands. Now the other hand, hands out, holding, and over, and over, and over, and over, 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 over. We're actually doing a figure 8. Same with the other hand, over and over. And hands are twisting for you. Your wrists are doing the work. But as you get better, you won't have to hold the hoop as much and your fingers will do some of that work. So here it goes. Once you have that movement down, with the twisting of the figure 8, training both hands together because that makes it easier, and single hands, you can start doing the chase weave. Alright, so I always go with this hand over to here, and this hand, which is on top and leading, will go over, and this one underneath with my hands crossed will be following that hoop, and then it will go up. This hoop is still leading, this one is still following, and it's going over. So you're doing that figure 8 still, but your hoops are apart, and one hoop is following the other hoop. Over in the figure 8. Don't worry about getting them straight like this. Just get the flow of one hoop following the other hoop. But if you were starting from the other side, this hand and this one going over, this one would be over here and this one would be leading, and they'll go over and over, and that hand is on top and this one is following. So this hand will go over the top, and this one is following. And your figure 8 movement. But because I start this way, this one will go here, this one will be following and going over. This is the one that is crossing in front. This one is following. Alright, from the side, this one is going to come down to here. This one is leading, and it's coming up this way. This one is still leading, this one is still behind, and it's coming back down. And over, and over, and over, and over. But if you're going with this hand, this one will go over here, this one will be leading and crossing over, leading, crossing, crossing over, leading, crossing over. Just getting the flow of the hoops following behind the other one. Whichever hand you lead with is the hand that will be crossing over on top. Now this, to learn the chase weave or the 2-beat weave, will help you get the 3-beat weave, the windmill, the corkscrew. Every other move starts from the weave because you are chasing your hoops in different ways. I'll try and get this one behind. Make sure none of my tags are hanging out. Here we go. This hand is the one I'm going to be putting first because this is the way I do it. This hand is going to come over and it's going to go under this one. This hand is now going to be crossing the bottom. That is the leading hand. This one will be following this one. And we're going over. And we get to here. And this hand is still leading. This one is still behind. And it's following over. And we're back down to that same position we were when I first started. This hand is the leader. This hand is the follower. Alright, other hand. This one will cross over to this side and this hand will lead. This hand will lead, this hand will follow this time. So this hand is coming over to there. This hand is on top. This is the hand that will be crossing. This hand is the leader, this hand is the follower. And it's coming over and over. Back to the same position as I started. Leading, following, leading and following, and over and over. Once you've got the figure 8 moved down with your hoops, you can get the flow of the things of the 2B. So this hand is going to come over, this hand is going to lead, and this is the way I like to do it. But you must try both ways if you want to get the 3-beat weave going. So practice on both sides. Practice with leading with this hand and then practice leading with that hand. So we're going to come over, and as you keep doing that flow and you get a little faster of doing the snake weave, as I call it too, it looks like a snake, you slowly start moving differently. So it's over and snaking. The more faster you get, the different you will move. So hopefully that's helping some people. Your wrists are turning. Your wrists are doing all the work. side and show people. I always start with this hand, and I always have this hand leading. That's just natural for me, but learn with both ways. So I'm coming over with that one, this one is following, over and following. And then after a while, you change the way they move. One hand is on top, always on top in the 2-beat weave, and the other hand is always on the bottom. Always on the top, always on the bottom, whichever way you're going. If I'm going this way, this one will always be on the top. As you can see, this one is on top, on top, on top, on top, on top. One is always on top, one is always on the bottom, whichever way you go. So learn the figure 8 with both hands to get the flow. And when you've got that flow, you'll separate them and do the flow in the figure 8. Imagine you're doing an 8, but I always think if you're doing over, 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 move with the hoop, move and flow, and then after a while you'll just get it. Same with the other side, over, 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 over. After a while, your wrist will just move with it, and then you don't have to be so stiff. I noticed when I first start learning tricks with the hoe, this hand never seems to bend the right way. This hand always does, and this hand never does. Never seems to bend over the way I want it to. It always gets stuck somewhere. Whereas this hand, I can just flow it back like this, and it's good. This hand needs a lot of training, whereas this one doesn't. That's why I recommend you hold them together, because this hand will help this hand move, because that one is leading and helping to twist. The good hand is helping the bad hand. So yeah, hopefully it's helping some people. Any questions, ask away, because I'm always happy to answer every single question people lay on me. I want to answer. I'm going to try and do the 3-beat weave again, breakdown, so you can see what it's like, because I actually looked back on my last one and noticed that I was doing things wrong. So I'm going to do a new update on that, so keep watching, and good luck on trying to get the chase weave or 2-beat weave. Bye.